Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking about WWE all over again. Reviewing this week of professional wrestling. A lot has taken place, like seriously a lot, okay? But really it's been kind of, to be honest, I mean, Brock Lesnar wasn't here on this week's Raw, and it wasn't as fun without Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's always fun to listen to Paul Heyman speak, and you know, when there is Brock Lesnar, there's Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman is always fun to listen to, okay? So, first of all, let's talk about Raw, okay? Number one, Chris Jericho has some obsession with it right now. Okay, what the hell is it? Because as far as I'm concerned, I think he's been reading the Stephen King novel. He's reading the Stephen King novel all over again. He's like, it. But tell you what, if Enzo Amore thinks that he can shove it, considering that it in mind, down his throat, he is in a way different. He doesn't know what he's playing with right now, because trust me, it was creepy. I still remember that entire Georgie scene. He creeped me out, like where he was like, "Hi, Georgie," and then he just, you know, because I think he used to eat those children. That was just freaking scary, you know. A clown eating children, that creeps the living hell out of me. So, I guess what I have to say is that Chris Jericho, Enzo Amore, you do not want to know what it is, okay? So I think there's the idea of this team of Jericho, K.O., Kevin Owens, and against Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Now I think the idea is to push Enzo Amore and Big Cass, which I think, personally speaking, is a good idea. Possibly, you know, Enzo Amore and Big Cass may be dropping their titles to, maybe losing to, you know, Big Chris Jericho and, I'm not actually, I think Enzo Amore and Cass are going to win, and Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens are going to lose. But I'm not here to provide predictions, because I don't know why I'm providing predictions. I'm just reviewing this week of professional wrestling. Okay, so Seth Rollins had a great little segment. It's fun to watch. He is calling out Finn Balor's alter ego, so it's going to be fun that next week. I'm really excited about that. The other thing that I'm excited about is, other than that, Brock Lesnar's coming back, but really not much to look towards Raw besides that Seth Rollins segment involving Finn Balor, and I think, not much to really say about Raw, because the New Day are without Big E Langston right now, so New Day are being lined up for a feud with, the Club. So the Club are, I think this is going to be an opportunity for the Club to get a victory, because I think the Club are going to be portrayed as much stronger, and this is becoming a more stronger feud, which I think is going to go on for more and more pay-per-views, right? So far this is the way it looks, right? But we have to talk about a few things. Number one, I think that on SmackDown, considering I knew, first of all, I told you this last week, that the main event was going to be Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler going up against Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan, and that's exactly what happened. This was the main event, but here's what I have to say about this. They have no idea where to involve Bray Wyatt, but so far I think he's going to be involved in this feud all the way through SummerSlam, because they've run out of time to build the feud for Bray Wyatt for SummerSlam, so he's going to be involved in this. I don't think they should do Bray Wyatt versus Dolph Ziggler versus versus Dean Ambrose. I don't think they should do a triple threat. I really don't. I don't think it's a good idea. Put that in the pay-per-views that are yet to come. But I think Bray Wyatt, specifically Bray Wyatt, I think they might be involved in a segment where Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan just arrive and cause a little bit of carnage in the middle of the ring, possibly at SummerSlam, and just end in no contest or something. They're going to be an integral part of SmackDown next week concerning, with regard to this feud, AJ Styles and John Cena. Of course, I think they're going to be on SmackDown next week, and I'm going to be excited for that. That's kind of the thing that disappointed me for this week, because there was no AJ Styles, there was no John Cena, so SmackDown wasn't really that much fun this time. Brock Lesnar, so it's kind of really not as fun as the previous two editions, and I kind of thought this week was a little bit boring, and they were just repeating everything that, the promo that took place about AJ Styles and John Cena that happened last week, and I think they should do something. And this week, I think they're going to be involved in some physical interaction. I think AJ Styles might get the upper hand, or John Cena might get the upper hand, but most probably I think it's going to be AJ Styles getting the upper hand in the physical interaction that might take place on Monday night, on SmackDown this week. So I think that's what's going to happen. And other than that, I really don't have much to add. Dean Ambrose making a statement with that match. It wasn't really anything interesting, to be honest. Nothing really building. I think they're just continuously trying to build the feud involving the Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. They cut really good promos last week with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm, both Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. So they should do that all over again. They should have like a contract signing, I think, for this week's SmackDown, and then end it with the Wyatt family interfering or something like that. Maybe they could do that, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Braun Strowman again beating the living hell out of another WWE superstar from Anaheim, California. Another wrestler, well, I don't think he's really a superstar because I don't think he's going to be here next week. So Braun Strowman, really, he's just being, I think he's going to be involved in a match at SummerSlam once again against somebody, and just, you know, give a little bit of a segment out of it and have some fun. But Braun Strowman, really, he's not really producing anything that could be of an interest, because sure, he's providing the push, the hugeness of Braun Strowman and the considerable awesomeness that WWE associate Braun Strowman with. I don't really see any match against Strowman, and I'll tell you why, because he isn't really doing anything in that ring besides those few 1 or 2 moves. He's got fewer moves than John Cena's 5 moves of doom. I mean, seriously, I mean, I don't know what's happening here. So that's pretty much it. Roman Reigns versus Rusev. What to say about Roman Reigns versus Rusev? And let me tell you something about that segment involving Daniel Bryan and Mick Foley. It was kind of useless. Really, nothing interesting was being talked about. Not really talking about the Brock Lesnar situation with Randy Orton or anything else. But what was more, I think the only cool thing that happened during that entire segment was, because there were no implications of that segment. So that segment, the only good thing that happened during that entire segment was when Dean Ambrose was like, just to say, Cesaro, I think you're severely being underutilized on Monday Night Raw. So that was pretty cool. I like that. I like that line, and he's like, but Cesaro lost to Rusev, so really we can't do anything about that. I know we're going to put Cesaro for SummerSlam. However, what has happened, and maybe this is kind of with relevance to what rumors are going on about the fact that, you know, the WWE creative are not really happy themselves with how the draft went, and they want certain changes to be made. They want somebody to go there, somebody to go there. A little bit changes maybe because they think that now Cesaro might be of help on SmackDown, because honestly I really don't like Apollo Crews. And don't get me wrong, this isn't me being, you know, against good quality wrestlers. I mean honestly, I think that there's nothing special, nothing that really pinpoints Apollo Crews to say that he really stands out. That's the problem. He needs to be a little bit different. He needs to be a little bit more expressive, you know? There's not a lot to say about Apollo Crews. He's like Rocky Maivia, you know, when Rocky first came as the happy-go-lucky babyface that he was initially, and that's what Apollo Crews is. But there's just not anything interesting for people to start rooting for Apollo Crews, right? And other than that, I don't think I can add much. But, well, Taylor Swift, on testosterone, Dolph Ziggler being involved in a very critical feud with Dean Ambrose. Gonna be fun to watch. I think Ziggler might just get the upper edge this week. I think the Wyatt family will have something to do with this week as well, involving these two, and that's pretty much it. Not a lot to say because it was kind of a dry week in professional wrestling, not a lot of interest. So, for WWE that is, because I specifically focus on WWE. Yes, I'm being biased, okay? Screw you, I don't care about anything else. I guess that's pretty much it, so bye.